First of all, I would like to begin with an introduction of myself. My name is, of course, Lent Carr. I'm an advocate for social justice as the national president of the National Congressional Voting Caucus for Human Rights. Also the senior pastor of Emmaus Cathedral, Greater Pentecostal Assembly Church here in Rayford, North Carolina. Also a certified agent for the United States President's Volunteer Service Award, Lifetime Achievement. I also, in conjunction with AmeriCorps and the Points of Lights, and a successful multifaceted business owner of the Emmaus Corp Embassy Enterprise Group, LLC. I have made economic development a top priority for my candidacy. And the reason I'm making economic development a top priority for my candidacy is because Hoke County, we can do better. With what we have now and the priorities that are being put forward now is just out of sync with growth and bringing in revenue. For one, when I deal with priorities, I look at what they've already done here in Hoke County, the Hoke County Commissioner Board, current board, and I believe that there's going to be a referendum on them this go around, because even though we believe that we must, provide things for our children, but right now we are mid COVID-19, and I do not believe that we need a swimming pool at this time, and I believe that was a wrong spirit, a wrong vote that they took. When you look at individuals, my church, a lot of them are here today, a lot of my supporters, we go into the woods 5 days a week, and we feed the homeless, we feed the poor. And by the way, I want to thank the current County Commissioner Board for their at least pronouncing here recently that they will be taken up trying to build a homeless shelter. However, we've been working on this since last year, our committee, but I just want to say thank you for taking that up. But don't you think it's a little bit too late? Because we've had a lot of individuals to die. I was given information on the individual we was feeding who had cancer, and he also lived, he was homeless, he lived in the woods. He died on their watch. He died. We have a heart problem when we cannot take care of the poor. We have a heart problem. We have a heart problem when we think that it is important, more important, to build a swimming pool that no one can get in right now. We have a heart problem. We have a heart problem when we have no homeless shelter here. We have a heart problem. I'm talking about Hoke County. Yes. When we feel that it's okay that an elderly 84-year-old young lady called our church, have nothing but 2 cans of pork and beans in her cabinetry. We have a heart problem. So this is why I made economic development my top priority. If there's anything I know as a risk management specialist, it is the intricate nature of understanding building infrastructure, budgeting and governance, minus unnecessary red tape that causes potential business enterprise from shying away from overzealous and out-of-touch law, policy, and regulatory makers who do not understand that overtaxing and regulating prevents jobs, and it prevents job growth. Amen. And inevitably prevents viable and sustainable attractions to a specific county. It is vitally important that Hoke County improves its ability to attract and retain companies. Before, I noticed that one of my opponents' slogan, and he believed it wholeheartedly, said, if it's not broken, then don't fix it. But I come to let him know Hoke County is broke and it needs fixing. And if you consider me as one of your viable candidates, yes, I'm not a sellout. I will not sell our people out. It's time for a change. If they have a vision policy, I believe they've been working on for 17 years now. If you have not fulfilled that vision policy in 17 years, it's time for you to go. It's time for new vision. Now, very briefly to for the sake of time, let me just carve out what my priorities are. As a candidate, a Bible candidate for Hoke County Commission, and as a compassionate candidate, vying for Hoke County Commission, I vow to work hard in cutting taxes and cutting out unnecessary and wasteful court spending by investing in the people and businesses that's the bedrock of our county, our citizens. It's time now to build human infrastructure here in Hoke County. And it's time now to tell those ones that have been sitting in office getting fat like a fat cat on our board, it's time for you to go.
3 minutes.
Providing a 21st century innovative and comprehensive transportation solution to compensate the constant and ever-evolving growth of Hoke County. In a matter of fact, I'm not just a talker, I'm a doer. I bought 20 cars over the summer, preparing to go before the board, if they approve me, to get my license, so that we can open a taxi service right here in Hoke County, North Carolina. Because we need viable transportation, because there's elderly people that are staying on the far ends in the outskirts of this rural county, and we need a viable transportation service. They need to go to the grocery stores, they need to go to church, they need to go to their medical doctor's appointment, and I vow to stand for that. We've already put our money where our mouth is. We're also ensuring responsible growth by investing into infrastructure projects that would change the face of the old political guard's outdated and antiquated vision of yesteryear, trailblazing the long overdue mandate to build an additional state-of-the-art traditional high school to relieve overcrowding and education disparities right here in Rockfish, North Carolina. I want to work collaboratively with law enforcement and the school board to make sure we have the proven safety solution ready and in place to protect our kids in response to recent police brutalities, murders of black, brown, Asian, and poor whites across the United States. I look forward to sitting at the think tank table of our elected sheriff and elected county commissioners to assist in creating policies that will provide every citizen of Hope equal and humane protection under law, including protection and safety of our law enforcement personnel. I want to address the very real homelessness issues that faced Hoke County for years with no viable solution being put into place. Carr believed that this commitment to establish, I commit to you to establish in collaboration with other board members, a homeless shelter and voucher program for families of Hoke County who has found themselves displaced, and including a graduating homeless rehabilitation program. I don't have time to explain it all, so you can visit www.lentcarr.com. I break it down. I understand that the county commissioners are now talking about opening up that shelter, but we trailblazed that issue. Thank you for your signage, but we need it done. We don't need empty promise. It's re-election. Don't forget, people.
One question. Okay, we're out of time, but we're going to let you answer 2 questions only.
Okay. You talked about the infrastructure and whatnot.
Yes.
I'm the chairman of the Rockfish Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'd like to meet with you personally.
Yes, sir.
The main question is, we need, or can you get brick and mortar stores and commercial operations in here, so our kids, when they graduate from school, can get a job without having to go to Cumberland County and work in Fayetteville and burn up gas to keep their parents from having to go to work, so they can go to work.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. On my own dime.
Very swiftly.
On my own dime. A lot of you that know me have watched me fly all summer long and all spring. And as part of our priorities, you go to our website, we break it down. We've spoken with Apple, who's now coming to Raleigh, North Carolina, and they have committed that they would open a satellite facility right here in Hoke County. But we have to understand one thing, there is a give and a take. We must be able to give them a tax incentive to bring them in here. We must bring, also, I've spoken with Amazon. Amazon, they would like to come in here. So we do have companies that are prepared and ready to come into Hoke County. So we've been working, and so to your answer, yes, sir. I'm all for it, I'm 100% behind it, and I've already started working on it.
One question left, Ms. Brock.
In your opinion, I understand that a gambling house is not supposed to be within 500 foot of a church or a Christian school. Right here, less than a fourth of a mile is 3. There's a church across the street from one, right there from one, and a Christian school right across from the other. Now it's supposed to be skilled, but during our church time, people are in there gambling, and it is a gambling place, they just covered it up. We did have a bad place here where we had shootings, they had teenagers on drugs and everything else, they finally shut down, but they've opened back up. What would you do about trying to close these 3 in our community within our church district?
Well, so very briefly, I will say this, that I do believe in enterprise. However, we do know that the Supreme Court is still, the courts are still dealing with and grappling with that issue. Until the courts answer the question, I stand with our beloved Sheriff Peterkin. I stand firmly with him that, Sheriff Peterkin, who believed in that those gambling facilities should not be operating in our county.
Yeah.
So I, as a county commissioner, until we hear otherwise from the courts, would vote to shut them down. And I would instruct law enforcement to get on top of it.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Carr. Let's give him a hand. Thank you. Next we have for County Commissioner